If you are a beginning streamer, it is necessary that the audio works well without too much effort. A good starting point is the Blue Yeti condenser USB mic. Now, that's a mouthful and sounds a bit technical, but first we are going to look at exactly what a microphone is. Let me explain. A microphone is a recording device that records sound waves and converts them into electrical signals so that they can be listened to or be edited. Usually this happens thanks to a coil, like in a dynamic microphone, or thanks to a vibrating membrane of a condenser mic, like this one. So let's check out some external features of this microphone. The first example of why this mic is an excellent choice is because it uses power from a USB cable and not an XLR cable like most microphones do. This makes it easy to connect without having to work with an audio interface or a mixer, and saves you the trouble of having to buy a whole bunch of unnecessary converters before you get sound. With this one, it's plug and play, thanks to the USB-A to USB-B mini cable. If we look at the microphone a bit more, you will see that it also comes with a stand, so you can put it on a desk during your webinar without having to buy a tripod. The stand also comes with 2 turning wheels, so it's easier for you to see when you put the cable in the microphone, or so you can adjust the microphone in case you need to. And don't do it if you don't need to. Adjusting the mic will influence the working of the microphone direction that you have chosen. This is because the Blue Yeti mic is a side address microphone. A side address microphone picks up sounds from an angle right in front of the mic, unlike a dynamic mic, which is top address. Now let's look at the interior of this microphone. The next reason on why you should use this microphone for your webinar is because of the zero latency headphone output. Now that all sounds fancy, but what is a zero latency headphone output? A headphone jack on a mic means that you can connect wired headphones to the microphone and hear yourself talk back. Usually this headphone jack is found more on interfaces and studio mixers and not on the microphone itself. And zero latency meaning that there is no delay. Instead, the sound from your headphone is in sync with the audio going into the microphone. This is crucial if you want to perform a good sound check, and crucial before you press Start Live Webinar. The advantages of having a microphone with this zero latency headphone output is that you don't need a second person to check your audio with. Instead, you can decide for yourself if you think that there is too much background noise. On the front of the mic you will find a dial that says volume. With this dial you can set the volume of the zero latency headphone output. On to the other dials. There are 2 other dials on this microphone. One for the polar pattern and one for the gain. I will start with the gain because of a very common mistake people make when working with audio. Gain and volume is not the same thing. Volume is used on output devices, meaning how loud the sound is coming through that device. Gain is used on input devices, meaning how loud the sound is being recorded. So set the gain once and change the volume with another device, and make sure that you don't have the gain too high, otherwise the audio will clip. Audio clipping is when you have the gain so high that the audio becomes distorted. Cool on a guitar, but not during your webinar. Another reason why you need to buy this microphone is because of dial number 2. Dial number 2 is to select a polar pattern. You can select different polar patterns with this microphone. You can choose from the following: omnidirectional, cardioid, figure of 8 and stereo mode. Omni mics are equally sensitive to sound coming from all angles. This means that you don't have to think about where to speak in the microphone. What you do need to check is your recording location. Because it records sounds from every direction, you need to be in a quiet place, like a studio environment with good acoustics. Next up is cardioid. Cardioid is by far the most commonly used direction. Because of its sensitivity, a cardioid mic is also called a kidney mic. In this setting, the microphone placement is important. Make sure that you place the mic right in front of you so the mic picks up the sound from your direction. Next, figure of 8. The figure of 8 polar pattern is unique because of the angles of maximum and minimum sensitivity. The audio picks up on both the front and the back of the microphone. This means that it's very important to think about your mic placement with a figure of 8 microphone. If you don't place a figure of 8 mic correctly, you might not record audio properly. This mic could be used for picking up 2 opposing sound sources, such as a table conversation. The stereo mode looks very similar to that of the figure of 8, but in this case the mic picks up sound from left and right to create a large sound image. So please think about your polar pattern before you go live. Now we know all of this information, it's time to see this microphone in action. Well, actually hear this microphone in action. I will now give a quick demonstration on how you can use this microphone for your webinars. So this is the Blue Yeti mic on stereo mode and I'm speaking from the left.
And right now I'm speaking from the right.
So right now the Blue Yeti mic is in polar pattern omnidirectional and I'm going to walk from the left all the way to the right. Right now the Blue Yeti microphone is in cardioid polar pattern and you can hear that because right now I'm speaking into the front of the microphone. But if I go to the back, you should hear me a lot quieter than before. Right now the polar pattern is figure of 8 and I'm speaking into the back of the microphone.
And right now you can hear me from the front.
If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about webinars, on how to host them, what gear to use, or what it's like to work at a tech startup, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click like on this video and hit the notification bell. And let us know, what is your favorite microphone? Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!